Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the mini LCS here on Tales of Gaming Addiction, a YouTube channel where we talk about gaming and all that good stuff. Today's game is InGodsNameWeFeed, hereby abbreviated to IGNWF, versus Team Eggy Bread. So, going through today's match, we have got on IGNWF Day 0 playing Jarvan in the jungle, Icy Fires and Beja Melland playing Janna and Vayne respectively in the bot lane, Kello playing Xerath over in the mid, and Slimzy playing Malphite in the top. Over on Eggy Bread's side, it is Boy Lloyd, playing Corki in the bottom lane, You're in Trouble playing Lee Sin in the jungle. We have got X-Pac Slayer 420 playing Sion in the top lane, Dichromanize playing a support Annie, and Lodge playing Syndra in the mid. So just waiting to see if anything is going to happen. Not much has happened so far in the only major thing off the top of my head has been level 1 invade at the start of this mini LCS. Looks like that trend is still continuing. InGodsNameWeFeed hanging out here right at Eggy Bread's bread buff. I'm going to take away that bramble back. And I do find that taunt a bit of a problem, right? Jarvan has stepped well out of the brush, quite clearly. Look at that, he's nearly off across the wall, for God's sake. And he's still in the brush. I think that needs to be sorted. Or at least to have his taunt animation changed. So he does something like he does push-ups with the lard, so he goes up higher on the spot. But hey, that's just me having a bit of a gripe. And someone's given me a message on the League client, which I don't want right now. I'm going to have to log out. Right, now with all that bearing in mind that the audio is done in post because something went wrong, so this is all muted because again the sound's just gone wrong. So looking at everything else, it's not really much CS wise, it's all going to be fairly equal. The top lane, Malphite I see has the advantage early on, but Sion does get rather aggressive once he hits level 6. We'll have to see if he does anything. He does have the teleport available, as does Malphite, so we could see some really good on point teleport unstoppable force, but we'll have to see. Although teleport unstoppable force, that seems so season 2. What, the league's really regressed back over the seasons. We're not going back into season 2. I'm not going to complain though, season 2 was great. Season 3 and season 4. Although season 5 might shape up to be something really cool, especially with some of the items coming up in 5.1. So everyone's just chilling, relaxing, hopping around. Not really much going on for the most part of this matchup. Corki's actually getting a very early head start of Vayne in terms of CS. That is to be expected. Vayne does struggle a little bit in the early game. It's not until she gets at least a few levels so she can spread out her abilities a little bit more that she starts becoming a bit of a threat here. Although Slimzy is actually taking a fair bit of damage from Sion up in that top lane. The bot lane is still a bit of a duke out, and it's really level 6 I'm interested in, because we'll have the Xerath Syndra matchup, and I think Xerath will win that once he hits 6 and he can start landing the artillery range from a fun. A little bit of jungle scuffle as well between Lee Sin and Jarvan happening there on your screen. There you go, look at that. Look at that gorgeous blue buff. Just sitting there chilling, relaxing. Although as soon as he comes in and finds You're in Trouble, he is going to be in a spot, but the flag and drag combo does come on through. You're in Trouble, just one more hit. First blood over to Day 0, so he's just refreshed his buff timers. And now he can refresh his blue as well with little to no harassment. So he's having a very, very good day on that. Still waiting to see what he wants to do though. He is going to take the blue. He's not going to give it over to Syndra. The Syndra's right under a tower, so it would be a dumb idea to do that, because Xerath could also steal it, which is what you don't want to do. So first blood for In God's Name. And Major Belland is going to be in a spot of trouble on that Vayne. He's getting very low, but if he could just get a little bit of advantage on the Annie with the combination of Janna's Tornado, we could see something happen in that bottom lane, but Corki's a little bit too healthy, and with health pots as well. So, wait and see what goes on here. The Malphite is also going incredibly low, but he's still dueling with Sion very, very well. Sion has gone for the early start of the Doran's Blade, as opposed to a bit of a tanky start, and Malphite has gone for the opposite. Does get caught in the Decimating Axe. I can't remember the name of the ability, which is rather daft of me, but doesn't matter. Malphite is going to go down. He is very, very low. One more hit will do it, and that's not going to be it. But he is going to go down to the minions, but Silence passive will allow him to pick up a revenge kill, so all is well, and that's why playing everybody's equal and happy. And so I can even pick up a couple of free minions. The Day Zero comes in from the river for a nice road gank here. Does find Dichromate all on her own. It's actually forced the right out of lane. Boyloid, though, continues to fight here. It forces the heal out of Icy Fires just to keep the distance and keep everybody safe. Dichromate still being chased by Day Zero. Just needs a flag and drag across the wall. Does manage to get it. Can he get a couple more hits? Gets the slow. The fire shield comes up and decides to back off. He has got full health to mana, so he could probably actually do it, but You're in Trouble does come in from the side, and now Zareth comes in as well, just to land a little bit of help with an Arcado Pulse and gets everyone to back off. It even forces Annie back to the inner tower. So very nice game there coming out from Jarvan. Actually gives Major Bellend here a little bit of, Major Melend. I'm going to end up calling him Major Bellend throughout this entire match, really. Backwards the game at hand though. It's allowing him to get some free farm, it's allowing him to catch up as well. So overall that game was a little bit, was actually successful, even though there was no kill or any other advantage out of it. And I'm just going to have to sit here and relax and let the game play out. It's going to be a very long game, I feel. Yeah, this is a very long game. This is a very long game. Then again, these team comps are very late game orientated. Corky wants to get to Trinity Force quite into it, and he wants to start building up her AP so she can get stun Tibbers off effectively, and it can do a fair bit of damage. Vayne is a late game AD carry. Janna just works at any point in any composition really. Prefers mid to late though with her ability and skill setup. Syndra and Zareth also really love the late game plays. Zareth gets full range of his ultimate, and Syndra can also get plenty of ability, spell pen, and cooldown reduction so she can land plenty of spheres. Jarvan and Lee Sin really don't mind much. They're the flexible champions in this, and Malphite and so on. Again, in terms of a late game, can go straight on and become super tanks and just survive and fight all out. Now it's everyone just waiting around. Just waiting and waiting and farming. It is a little bit of a shame here. Item-wise though, the Sandra's actually come straight back in with the Phoenix Codex. Corky has got his Sheen, so he's going to be getting Sheen procs off the Phosphorus Bomb and doing a fair bit of damage. Vayne has also got the Bilgewater Cutlass. So, and that's pretty much it. So I'm starting to go tanky. He's got the Spectre's Cowl, and Malphite has gone into an early phage. Really isn't much in this game, is there? There really isn't a lot at all. Everyone's just chilling and farming. It's a long farm as well. It's a very long farm. Nice bit of gold here for Vayne. She's now starting to get those hits out, so she's really now starting to pick up her stride. She's nearly level 6 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit of ganking advantage going through. And picking up those kills. Not much else to say. Everyone is hanging on for dear life at this point in time. IGN still up 1 kill at 2-1. The gold still hasn't changed to 9 minutes, so the early game is well and truly a defunct point. Now as we start transitioning into the mid game, could see a bit more of advantage. A Sign goes straight on in with the ultimate and actually manages to connect with Malphite underneath the tower. He is going to go down, but it's going to count as an execute, and a very nice pickup there from Slayer on Sign. He does get a kill and doesn't give a kill count over to Malphite. So he's actually up in that regard, so it brings Eggy Bread equal on the kill count. It actually gives him a little bit of advantage in gold, but not a huge amount. It's only a mere 300 gold. So that's good. That's very good for them now. It means that someone's at 2-2, and the kill count is spread out between IGN, 1 on Jarvan, 1 on Malphite. Not much change. I hate it when games get like this, but there isn't so much change. Everyone's just chilling, relaxing, being friendly. Go on, be aggressive. I command you to be aggressive. Jarvan is hanging around though in this bottom lane. We could see a potential gank. Opts not to. Lodge though gets caught out trying to recall. He's in burning from the ignite. Doesn't get caught out by the Arcana Pulse. The ultimate though does get popped and Xerath does pick up the kill very, very nicely. Does force a teleport outside. No, it also forces to teleport out of Malphite. Jarvan is coming up from the side. There isn't a lot you can do versus Sion though. He has burnt his ulti, so he's got no means of escaping. He could try commanding shout or landing the decimating smash. It's not going to be enough though. He is going to go down. You're in trouble though. Comes in from the side and picks off Xerath from behind of everybody else, and Sion will continue to chase, but he's going to burn himself out, and he is just going to collapse. And now You're in Trouble does put himself into a spot of trouble, gets caught in the classic killism, and Slimsy picks up his second kill of the game and gives IGN 5 kills for 3 and brings the gold score back into their favour. And now item wise, not much has changed. Jarvan's actually opted not to upgrade his Stalker's Blade. He's actually gone... Oh, no, he has. He's now put the Brutalizer in. Lee Sin just went straight into the completed build once he had the gold for it. And has got a Negatron Cloak, so he's going to do some magic resist damage. And he's also got a couple of pink wards, so Dragon Pit, I suspect, will be his first stop on his way back round. Although we'll have to wait and see to get an early jungle steal. Early one, denied Lee Sin, bit of counter jungling. Lissandra, not Lissandra, Syndra, the purple leader of Unlimited Power from Ionia, has got herself a Morellonomicon. Xerath, though, is going into the Athene's Unholy Grail build tree. Slimsy, though, still going a little bit over-aggressive versus Sion, goes in with the Unstoppable Force, but one more hit is going to secure the kill. No, it's not. But Sion does go into full rage mode from his passive and burns out. So Slimsy actually manages to pick himself up a kill. Bajan Melon, though, picks up Corky down the bot lane, and it's going to be Dicromate forced to run. And it's going to be Dazolo picking up that kill with a Flag Drag combo and just smacking Addy in midair. Seems a little bit harsh. Meanwhile, though, in the mid lane, Icolo is trying to hold the line here versus Syndra. He's doing a very good job. He's taking a couple of hits, but he can Arcana Pulse through the wave, pick up a few coins as he does so, and gets the kill with Jarvan coming through with a Flag Drag Cataclysm Wombo combo. That is making him such a high priority pick or high priority ban in this tournament so far. At current count, at the time of recording the audio at the very least, he's actually finally been banned out. Go check out Team Jason's versus Lee Syndrome. So, first dragon of the game is going to go over on to In God's Name. They are now a good 2,000 gold ahead with 6 kills ahead as well. Although Corky, now the first champion to break the 100 CS mark in a very prompt manner. But he's yet to finish building his Trinity Force. Elsewhere across the world, Malphite is also building up a Trinity Force. He's got the Phage and Sheen ready, and Sion is still debating what to build. He's holding on to that Spectre's Cap, but he hasn't built anything else. He looks like he's going to be building the Last Whisper, hanging on to the pickaxe and the longsword, but it seems rather daft versus Malphite, although the passive tankiness of Malphite is something you really do have to contend with in lane, and obviously he's getting a little bit fed up with that in that regard. Elsewhere, though, Vayne is now level 8 and has finished her Blade of the Rune King, so she's going to be happily farming, murdering, and really having a good old time at taking out everybody and anybody that stands in her way. And Xerath, with the ulti, that long-range artillery is really devastating if you can't find a way to get around it. I think Xerath might be a high priority ban towards the later stages of this monthly tournament. I'm getting a suggestion of Coca-Cola. Day 0 though, going for a nice Flag and Drag combo. Dicromate is forced to flash out of it and does get caught though by the Dragonlance. Boyloid is absolutely untouched in all this. Has actually done very well to force at least a couple of summoners. Managed to force the flash from Vayne and the flash from Jarvan to secure the kill, but the exhaust and flash is available for Janna. We'll have to wait and see what he decides to do. Gamma going a little bit crazy there. A little bit crazy. Just a tiny bit crazy. So, everyone now just chilling about, just looking for some free kills if possible. Looking for a couple of steals as well. So you can see on your map that IGN hovering off to the side of Eggy Bread's blue buff. They could take it. Syndra is hovering around along with You're in Trouble. They have no, well, they do have vision of the dead. They know they're around somewhere. The Arcana comes through and Xerath does manage to steal it. Well played. Manages to take it away from Syndra, so Syndra really needs to go pick this up now. But IGN will be quiet on this bottom if they're not careful. You're in Trouble was hanging around looking to come in for a gank, and it looks like he's not going to get it either. This game is sponsored by popular fizzy beverage. Still, Darkomate, one more true silver shot is not going to be enough to safeguard, is enough to save him, and You're in Trouble goes kicks straight through Beijing Melon to secure that kill with the red buff, and now Day Zero is forced to come down and babysit this bottom lane for a little while longer, whilst the top lane still becomes a bit of a bruise fest. Although it's not over yet, You're in Trouble does manage to pick up icy fires on that Janna, does a very nice job continuing with the kicks. Everyone now just hanging together, just chilling, relaxing, drawing a beer, maybe a nice spot of cider. Now, item-wise, no one's really finished any major items. Sun has got Timmy out. Not to be surprised, why not get a much bigger axe? For yourself, Vayne is obviously going to go into Berserker Greaves, so will Corky, I suspect, although he prefers going for Sorcerer Pen Boots to combo with his Phosphorus Bombs and his Trinity Force. No sooner said than it's there. So, waiting on everything else to finish up here. In terms of items, there really isn't much change for the time being. Everyone's just picking up what needs to be picked up, what's necessary, what isn't necessary. Double sweepers though for Team Eggy Bread for both mid and jungle. Normally you actually get the support to pick up the sweeper, so you have plenty more proactive wards from your roaming champions. And sweeper onto Janna for Team IGN. Currently 17 minutes in, it is 10 kills for 5, 24,000 to 22,000 gold. So EggyBread are actually doing very well to keep only 2k in it despite being 5 kills down. They're actually starting to show their power as well. They go for Beijing nearly kill him as well with the Syndra ult. There's just not enough spheres on the map. Although You're in Trouble does get caught out, and he is going to start losing the wards that he's placed for his insect hops. And he is going to be denied more vision in the Tri-Brush. Dragging up though in 1 minute. Red turret goes down, so Xerath picking up the first turret of the game here for IGN. Now we're looking for a dragon fight, I highly suspect, soon. Although Xerath is out on his own, unfortunately, he will be caught out here. He does manage to dodge the Sonic Wave, but the Insect Hop for Lee Sin will keep wards clear, so that way Eggy Bread will have vision and control when it comes to the dragon respawn. And Baron is also going to be up at the 20-minute marker. I like the fact you get a warning now when Baron is going to spawn. Means then you can have nice early advantages as and when needed. So all quiet on the Western Front yet again on this wonderful evening on the Summoner's Rift. And the evening is about time for when it got recorded as well. This match was recorded at 10 o'clock at night. The locals weren't happy with me shoutcasting at that hour of the day. Can't honestly blame them, I do get very, very loud. Still, CS-wise, quick count, it's actually all even as well. I think there's a little bit of favour of Eggy Bread, but not much. It is the thing that's keeping them in with that 3,000 discrepancy. So, Dragon is up. So they could go for it and get an advantage, or they could stack into a lane and take a tower. IGN looking to take the top lane tower. Pretty sharpish. Day Zero does come through with Flag and Drag combo, does manage to take out Annie yet again, and it does leave Corky to his own devices. Not much without his support. And as I just said, IGN now also pick up their second tower of the game in the top lane, so Malphite is going to be happily farming away. His teleport is still on cooldown, so he's not going to be available if there's a Dragon Fight breakout, but I don't think it's going to be needed. Second Dragon of the game goes straight over to Team IGN. Jarvin getting credit for that one, and of course Vayne got the credit for the first one. And now they get pushing power, so they get to do extra damage to minions and towers. Plenty of advantages for them here. Now as everybody settles down and gets back into their farming groove, I wouldn't be surprised to see Zareth actually do a lot of damage straight on to Syndra. Arcana Pulse will pick up the kill. You're in trouble, didn't quite get there in time with a safeguard for protection. I'm afraid Lee Sin has failed in his job to protect the people around him. I'll just adjust my microphone ever so slightly, see how the sound wave's doing. It looks a little bit better like that, although it does seem a bit quieter. It is being a trickster little microphone. There we go. Alright, so Corki picks up Vayne in the bot lane, very nice Gatling gun, wombo combos over the phosphorus bomb, and Valkyrie just to close in for the kill there. He's now got his super bombs. If he needs to use it to clear waves or deal damage to champions from afar, Corki's very good at that, actually, thinking about it. He's one of the few champions where the ult is on such a low cooldown and on the ammo system, and you can actually get a couple of nice exchanges without even trying. There you go. The explosive bombs doing a nice job there of picking everything up and even denying champion shields. So, currently 21-25, 12 kills to 6 in favour of IGN, 31,000 to 27,000 gold, and 2 toads for none. Baron is alive, 2 dragons have gone on to Team IGN, and in terms of items, there hasn't really been much change. Malphite has got the Trinity Force Sunfire Cape, Sion is looking to respond with the Ravenous Hydra and a Spirit Visage. Oh, I had a little yawn there, getting low on breath. And that's pretty much going to be it for him for the time being. Jarvan and Lee Sin also really haven't done much. Lee Sin's got completed boots, as has Jarvan. They've also both got completed jungle items, although Jarvan's the first to get his third item, which is going to be a Banshee Rail. Looking at the mid laners, Zareth with double Doran's and Athena's Unholy Grail compared to Syndra, who's got Morella Normicon, 1 Doran's Ring, but has got a amplifying tome ready. ADCs still fairly equal in terms of items, although they both go down different paths anyway. Corki has got the Trinity Force, looking to build into the Infinity Edge. Day 0 now dominating, picking off Lee Sin off to the side. The teleport does come out from Sion. Malphite is still hanging around in that top lane, and the stun Annie doesn't quite work. The teleport comes in though from Malphite, doesn't find anyone, goes in with the unstoppable force. A little bit of a waste of the pick up Dokame, but it's enough for a kill. With Exile still continuing with the charge here, they want to get Boyloid. It isn't going to be enough though. Major Balin does pick up the kill, but does go down to Sion, and it's going to take the remaining members of IGN to pick that one off. And his passive is going to kick in, and he's going to start hurting people, and they're just going to need to let them to burn it off. And there we go. And he'll happily settle down. IGN though could now push for this bot lane tower. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So there we go. They're now starting to push through. They managed to pick up the tower. So it's 3 towers for IGN to none. 16 kills to 7 at 37,000 to 30,000 gold. And it's certainly going to be a very long game. They're playing very long objective focused games right here at the minute. Still looking for their advantages when they can get them. Mopping up here, mopping up there, mopping up everywhere. Although Sion does come back in with a completed Sunfire Cape, so he's actually opted to skip whatever he was building with the longsword entirely. I just really hang on to it for a bit of extra damage, although that still goes into the Ravenous Hydra, or is it a pickaxe? I can't. Oh no, it's Timir and the Vampire Acceptance. Yeah, that's what the longsword's going to be there for. And beyond that, look, going back to the items and the supports, not really much has changed. Janice got the Warden's Mail, which I suspect is going to go into Frozen Heart, and Annie really can't do much. She's got mobility boots on, so she can keep up, and she's only really got the Frost Queen's Claim, which isn't a very strong item at this point in time. And this is pretty much it at the mid game. IGN are actually holding their own. They're doing a very good job in doing so. It's a 6k gold difference, and EggyBread are tried very hard to keep it. Silo does go in with the unstoppable charge of his own. It is going to be in that Malphite. It is a little bit out and on his own here. It is going to be 2 for 1 so far. Sorry, 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 1 in favour of Team Eggy Bread. And Vayne now looking for kills, looking to poke as well. She's doing a very good job of taking out Tippers. 2 more hits will happily clean that up. 4 members of Eggy Bread versus 3 members of IGN. 20-second spawn timers. Eggy Bread could continue the fight if they want to push it, but there is a minion wave and they are under tower as well. Decide to opt against it and see if they can flank around or get vision on Dragon. It's a very good idea actually. Keep an eye on your enemy objectives. Deny them those objectives as soon as humanly possible. And now just hanging on, just waiting, seeing what could we do, what could we improve, what could we kill. It's not going to be enough. It really isn't going to be enough. So instead they are just going to back up here, Eggy Bread, and just pick up a couple more items, finish off items as need be. Although IGN do have complete vision of Dragon, they don't have vision though that Eggy Bread have backed the majority of their force. Yeah, Dezuro knows that Lee Sin is hanging around. He did see the Sonic Wave come into his brush, and he knows that the wards are around at the very least, so even if they have guaranteed clearance of the Death Brush, they do need to keep an eye on around the Dragon Pit area and make sure that Eggy Bread doesn't have any wards in the area. We could see a dragon fight here break out though. The typical dragon dance, as it were. Back in the early days of Season 4. Daikomedo goes in, but it's going to be You're in Trouble that picks up the first kill. Sion, picks up the first kill. Icy Fires is forced to bubble herself just for safety. Isn't going to go very far. Dezero is forced to flag and drag, and now Sion just goes right under tower, goes ham, and actually gets denied by Slimsy. Slimsy does a very good job of delaying just for that tiny little bit longer. Zaratho is going to go down, so it's going to be a 2 for 1 trade again for Eggy Bread. They're doing very good at these 2 for 1s, but can they push it further? Can they make it 3 for 1? Day 0 was very low, and they could have opted not to go for the tower and get the kill there. Eggy Bread now actually go ahead and do Dragon and actually start beating him down and trying to take a Dragon for themselves, so they could happily go on to the rest of this match with an extra Dragon. Day 0 goes in with the Flag Drag Cataclysm, just gives himself over to You're in Trouble, gets shut down. So that's a bit of extra gold now for You're in Trouble. And this is a bit of a wasted life as well. Day 0 should have just dropped the Damascene Standard, see no Dragon was hit, and just backed out and let it all go. So, all is quiet on the Rift once again. Not a lot is going on either. There was a big minion wave in the mid lane. There was a big one in the top lane as well, with Eggy Bread having 2 towers. And the bottom lane is also getting pushed in. So it's the mid lane they need to pick off here. Whereas IGN have now picked off all 3 outer turrets on their lanes and now work on the inner ones. Although they don't really have much of a siege comp. They do have Zarath for artillery, but he's better at denying a siege because he can sit well back in base where he can have infinite mana and just keep on flinging 3 charges without worry about running out. Especially once he gets to 18. He's currently level 14 now, so he's getting quite scary at this point in time. Still going through the items. A double Banshee coming out for IGN, 1 on Malphite, 1 on Jarvan. And even Vayne's opted for the Quicksilver Sash. I was about to give it the abbreviation of QSS. And even Zarath has got himself a fancy new hat. And Jenna, like I said, she's gone straight into a Frozen Heart. Looking over to Eggy Bread. Sion has got himself the Sphere of Visage. He's also looking to build his Ravenous Hydra. He has also got the Sunfire Cape for extra damage. And we've also now got Lee Sin. He's got GAs along with his standard jungle license, so he's looking to survive a little bit more than die. Or at least if he does die, his death isn't in vain. Syndra, meanwhile, has gone for a Deathfire Grasp and a Morellonomicon. Corki's gone for Infinity Edge and the Trinity Force. And Annie has now got the Phoenix Codex, so she's now got a little bit of extra oomph in her build, but it's not much to shout about. She is going to be struggling if she ain't careful. So item-wise, all is quiet, all is still. Not much can be done. by everybody else around here. Although Icolo does pick up Dichromate very nicely with an Arcana Pulse. You're in trouble is now from the GS, but everyone's just hanging around and waiting for Icolo to miss times an Arcana Pulse to pick up the kill. So Slimsy picks that one off. Syndra manages to pick off Janna, and it's currently a 2-for-1 in favour for IGN now. So they're starting to turn this around into their favour as much as humanly possible. And Corky's AP strength is actually really good. He can one-shot a minion wave. And Icolo with the artillery barrage picks off Syndra to the top. And there you go, there's her corpse. That's the range now that Xerath starts to get. That's just why Xerath late game is actually quite scary. He's got plenty of range with that ultimate, and they will deal damage as the game progresses. So then directed camera, carry on. He's done a very good job of keeping on the fights and all the action so far. Currently at 30 minutes on the clock. It is 4 towers to 2 in favour of IGN. As Sion goes in through with the charge here in vain. Just flash Dukes out the way. It isn't really going to be much here for them to deal with. Another Arcano Pulse or two. Even a couple of Quicksilver Bolts in the back will be enough for a kill. Although Eggy Bread are actually going for the charge. They're getting very, very low as well. Off to the side. Oh, bloody hell. Coca-Cola will not let it go. Oops, I shouldn't have said a sponsor. Anyways, Cookie gets Xerath off to the side. Large manages to pick up Bajor Melon. Slimsy is holding his ground as best he can. A pause briefly as well. I believe someone might have DC'd, which is a little bit upsetting. So, whilst this goes on, I suspect that Slimsy is going to die a very slow and painful death, but he might be able to take out someone like Large. Resuming play in 2, 1. Play ball with Slimsy, and he is actually starting to take a fair bit of a beating. He's actually forced to run away from the fight. Everyone, though, does get caught in the whirlwind of Janna. You're in trouble, though, does manage to get the Sonic Wave flying safeguards back onto Boyloid. He's going to hold the line as best he can. Everyone's actually going to back away here, and that was a very good engage from Team Eggy Bread. Managed to get a couple of kills nice and quick, especially key targets as well. They got rid of Xerath and Vayne. Now, if they could get rid of Jarvan as well, they would have strong presence to go ahead and take a care of an objective like Dragon or Baron. So, as I was saying, now 32 minutes in the game, 21 kills to 15, 4 towers to 2, all in favour of IGN, but the gold count is only a 4k difference, 49,000 to 45,000. Item-wise, the supports are actually starting to pick up some major items of their own. Janna has now got components necessary to make the Spectre's Kell, as has Annie, but I suspect she's going to build something different entirely. Sion, though, has finished off his Ravenous Hydra, so he's going to be starting to deal plenty of damage and plenty of wave clear, as and when he needs it. Syndra still hasn't got much, neither has Lee Sin. Corky is looking to build up a Last Whisper, but no big surprise there. QSS and the Quicksilver Scimitar is going to be done by Vayne in no time at all. There's the components necessary, the QSS and the BF Sword. Just another, I think it's 1,000 gold or something like that. It's an expensive item, but it works out fairly well once the component costs are complete. So now entering the late game. Now we're seeing Vayne's power truly shine. She does gain a lot more attack speed as the game progresses. She also gains a lot more attack damage, and those true silver bolts will hurt. There is no two ways about it. Slimsy, though, gets into a little bit of a scuffle here with Sion, so it gives his team plenty of warning. The Sion is coming down. He is getting very, very low, though. A couple more true silver bolts will be enough. It isn't quite enough, though, for You're in trouble. He is starting to go down. It is going to be a kill for South. Day Zero also manages to pick up Syndra to the backside. Corky manages to get the revenge kill. South gets a double kill, but now Sion is running around like a maniac, but his health is burning through really quick, and down he goes. So a nice 3 for 2 for IGNWF. Managing to keep that kill count alive and also keep that gold difference high. And they need to keep it high. If Annie can get some more AP, she's going to become quite scary and devastating. Same with Corky. Lee Sin, not so much Sion and Syndra actually. Sion and Syndra are pretty much done. Syndra just looking for a couple more CS just to get the kill count up a little bit. But they at least have denied Dragon from Eggy Bread. But likewise, Eggy Bread have denied taken Dragon from have denied IGN Dragon, because from no Jarvan there's no Smite. Also, there was no tank in that line in the lineup for Dragon, Although, that being said, Slimsy could do it, but he was very low on health at the time. Boyloid now takes down the Gronkle. And he's going to have a bit of fun. Major Bellend, though, is going to get caught out by Darkomate. He actually does a lot of damage. One more hit would be enough. Goes down to the DC kick. Icy Fires also gets chased here. Manages to get the Tornado through. Avoids the Sonic Wave. And 3 members of Eggy Bread chasing one person. Day Zero, though, is on a ward clearing mission. Is hit by the Sonic Wave. Does go in, but Flag and drags to safety. And Eggy Bread could go ahead and take a dragon here. They've got a tank. They've got the jungle. They've got an ADC. So they have certainly got the damage. You're in trouble, though. It does get caught out here. It does get right punched to the face. And the artillery barrage from South does come on through. But the GA pops. So You're in trouble survives to fight another day. And yet the fight continues. The ensemble force now comes through from Malphite. He does manage to get a couple of people at least. So now it's a little bit more worth. But Corky's Phosphorus Bomb does so much damage. It's actually forced Janna to drop the Monsoon for heals. South does go down. Day Zero goes down. So it's 1-for-1 trade so far. Slimsy does manage to take out Sion. And now Lodge also goes down to Icolo. So it's currently a 2-for-1. Boyloid really also needs to go down as well. They are looking for trouble. They're looking for the advantage. He's not going to get it. Slimsy, though, takes a Phosphorus Bomb and loses Obsidian Hide. The Arcana Pulse coming, though, from South. It's not enough. And he's off to the side. She has got the stun ready. Does do the stun timbers. It's the shutdown for Boyloid. Slimsy is very low. Gets exhausted. Goes down to the true damage that he can deliver with those Hextech Shrapnel rounds. And Darkomate goes on in, can't quite stun Major Bellend in time, and also manages to condemn her right into the tree line and secure the kill. So unofficially, if we consider that team fight from start to finish, that was an ace for IGN. It's given them now a whopping 8 kill advantage, but it's still only a 5k gold lead. And there's no way they can do Dragon off the back of this, but it's not going to set Flame for trying. After all, she has actually got the damage to do so. She's regenerating fairly well. She's got the dragon down quite low. Lee Sin, though, could take her away, but no, it is going to be a smite from Vayne's damage alone to secure the kill. And Jarvan is going to take down Lee Sin and denying any kills, well, any dragon steals for the time being. So that brings them 9 kills ahead, and still it's a 5k gold deficit for Eggy Bread. Still, item-wise, again, nothing really much has changed. Sion's now looking to build himself a Phage as well, I suspect, with the Ruby Stone and a Longsword. Syndra is hanging on for dear life. And then out-farming Seraph, but Seraph has got a lot more kills and is really starting to show. He's got a Void Staff, along with the Rabbit and Seth Cap, and he's also starting to build up his magic resist so he can stay in the fights just a teensy bit longer in comparison to everybody else. ADCs, Corky's now got the last recipe. He's also completed the QSS. Vayne has got the Mercurial Scimitar and Blue Turret down, so Eggy Bread have now got their 3rd turret of the game, and this is starting to bring their gold deficit not so bad. Slimsy, though, 4k health, able to take all this damage all day quite happily. But anyway, like I said, Corky is going to go for the same build as Vayne. Sort of cluttered as Vayne's for obvious reasons. Vayne's got very specific items in a very specific way. And it's also got the static shiv. Got back, it's got herself a broadsword, so I wouldn't be surprised if that became a Bloodthirster. Or possibly even the Infinity Edge. She has got Blade the Rune King, so the Infinity Edge does make a lot more sense. Gives increased crit chance and does 200% damage on a critical hit. Combine that with Blade of the Rune King and True Silver Stacks, she's going to be rolling in lifesteal and pain for the enemy team. Supports, however, as again per supports, in every season since the dawn of time, not that much has changed, to be honest. As you can see, they've only got a couple of items. They've got components for everything else, but beyond that, there isn't much. Nelson Force, though, comes out from Silent. It only picks up Syndra, which it still doesn't feel worth it to me. Slimsy's being a little bit too overzealous with his Unstoppable Force. It is becoming a good engage tool at the very least. It is making sure that everybody else can follow up. And there's going to be 2 turrets in a row, so 6 turrets in favour of IGN. 10 kills ahead, and now already starting to pick up the gold lead. You're in trouble, though. Does get caught out entirely. Goes down to Vayne, and now the late game Vayne is really starting to wreck face. Gets a double kill. Can she go for the triple? No, she can't. But she is popped for the final hour, doing plenty more damage and actually starting to wipe the board clean. All 5 members of IGN though are still up, so that was a 3-0 team fight in Eggy Bread's base. Certainly having a whale of a time right now. They're going to take out the upper tower as well, so all towers are gone in the lanes and the centre of the base is exposed. Now, all that is left for IGN to do is either back, get some items, farm the lanes up a little bit for some gold advantage for themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if that became the case. And that's pretty much it, really. There's not a lot they can do at this point other than back, buy some items, and then try and push some advantages home. And there we go with the BF Sword and Pickaxe. It's definitely going to be an Infinity Edge for Vayne. So she's now hitting the late game point. In fact, she's nearly hitting complete build point as well, if you want to exclude the 6th item. This is that really just gets filled up with a component for later. Xerath is also in the same position. He's got a tough base fail. Yawning again. But Jarvan and Malphite have almost mirrored each other's builds. They both got the same boots. They've got Random Omen, Banshee's Veil. The only difference is that Malphite's got Sunfire and Trinity Force Prowess. Jarvan has opted straight for the Maw of Malmortis. And Sion coming straight through like a train, but unfortunately nothing hits him. No stops on that express. Carries on through and the pain train just burns out. So first kill for IGN in this teamfight. They go for a double kill. Can they go for a triple? The Double Force manages to pick up both the ADC and the support. They are both going to go down. It's only Yo in trouble left who manages to teleport back to the base, but I don't think it's going to stop this charge here. IGN continue the charge. Vayne is ready with the final hour. That now burns off. I don't see why Malphite doesn't actually go in. He's got plenty of health to tank these towers, as does Jarvan. The two of them can just alternate off the damage. One tower gone, the second tower is also going to go as well, so it's going to be a GG well played from IGN and a loss for Eggy Bread. That is a shame. Still, victory. And thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, favourite, subscribe and all that YouTube jazz, and I'll see you for the next match.